A regular meeting of the City Council was held in City Council Chamber on Thursday, July 17, 2014 at 7 p.m. For the purpose of transacting any and all business. Notice of this meeting was posted on July 10, 2014 at 5:43 p.m. This meeting is being taped and is live on SATV. Absent is Councilor Turiel, who is on vacation. All other members are present. Council President McCarthy presiding. At this time, I would ask anybody in the audience to silence your cell phone so they don't disrupt the course of the meeting. I would also move, the Councilor Famico moves to dispense with the reading of the previous record. All those in favor, all those opposed. I ask that we join Councilor Sargent in Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Before we move into public testimony, I would... Joanne leave? Okay, I was going to take her up now. We'll do public testimony first. Public testimony, I guess. And the first person up would be Matthew Richard, 12 South Street.
Good evening, City Council of Salem. My name is Matthew Richard, 12 South Street, and I'm here tonight to seek approval for the 2014 Salem Zombie Walk. For those who aren't aware, the Zombie Walk is a large family-oriented event that we've done for the last couple of years. The last 3 years I've run it, taken full responsibilities of it, sought approval from the police station, Parks and Rec, and have paid all the permits and fees. We've had a police detail, and this is an event that draws folks from all over New England. Families come, along with anybody else that likes that kind of a genre of entertainment. So this year, I was informed that we needed a few different hurdles that we had to jump through, and one of them was seeking your approval. So here I am seeking it tonight so that we can bring in more people during the Halloween season to this great city. So thank you, and that's it. Any questions, please feel free to ask me.
Thank you. Thank you. Next up is Neil Cheyette. For the record, Mr. Cheyette spoke to me. He was unaware that the matter that he wants to talk about wasn't on the current agenda, but since he cannot be here for the next meeting, I have allowed him to speak on this issue. Mr. Cheyette.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the council. I very much appreciate this and the ability to say just a few words about the question of civil service, which I understand will not be formally discussed tonight. And again, I appreciate being here. By way of introduction, my name is Neil Cheyette. I live at 26 Winter Street in the Joseph Story House. My work involves looking at the law. I've just recorded number 9,400, 38 years every day, and I keep writing them there. They seem to be easier to write in the Story House than anywhere else. I wanted to say just a couple of words basically about our police department. And I have been involved with public safety for many, many years. In fact, the reason I am on the radio is I was a member of the psychiatric task force for the Boston Strangler investigation back in the 60s and 70s, and have followed and taught at the academy, have worked with the police. And I have to just say that the Salem Police Department is one of the best departments I have seen. And the problem with having a great police department is that you often take it for granted. And I just want to say that compared to many other departments, it's a fine department. And it's not just because they apprehended the thieves who took our copper gutters on 2 occasions. I just want to say that. But I do want to support the removal of the police chief, and I understand that may be a new matter coming before you from the civil service. And I want to say that I am really done a lot of work with unions, and I do not see this as anything in an anti-union way. I was involved in the drafting of the mechanics lien law for Massachusetts, which is one of the best in the country, working with all of the unions. I have great respect for the unions, but it just seems to me that we have a world-class city. We ought to have the opportunity to search everywhere, including within the department. We've had excellent chiefs, the last 2 chiefs, present chief, excellent within the department, and no one should feel throughout the department that they are not eligible. They should be eligible in many, many ways. But I think we ought to be able to go beyond the confines of the city, look for the best that we can find in this country, law enforcement and public safety is becoming extraordinarily difficult, particularly when you're a city that an awful lot of people like to come to. And I would just support the effort and hope that I can, again, say something on this at an appropriate time. But I just wanted to compliment our department and say that we want to continue to have one of the best departments, and having a chief chosen from throughout this country looking at that is something that I think is extremely important. And I really appreciate the ability to talk with you and the council tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next up is Rinus Ustuk. It's the only name that my cell phone actually gets right when it identifies somebody. I don't know why.
It's spelled correct.
It's spelled corrected and everything. I don't know.
You say it pretty good, too. Thank you, Rinus Oostuk, 265 Essex Street, Salem Chamber of Commerce. I'm in front of you to talk a little bit about the Cheese Shop of Salem, which is in front of you later on tonight. It's a wonderful new addition and a brand new retail concept in Salem. And I want to let you know that when the city of Salem was awarded the best retail district by the Retailers Association of Massachusetts in 2012, we had a fellow group of people that was getting other awards. One of the awards went to the Concord Cheese Shop, which was the award for the most creative concept in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts for the store they run there. Those store owners are the ones that are proposing the new cheese shop in Salem, and we think that they will be a wonderful new addition and retail concept in Salem. Over the last number of years, we've had a great discussion about liquor licenses and home rule petitions, mainly for the restaurants. And I have to admit, in the early years, the Salem Chamber was against the idea of home rule petition licenses because we thought it was an unfair advantage for people that were given a free license versus the people who would buy a license on the free market for $60,000, $80,000, and we didn't agree with that. As you all know, and a lot of you were involved in those discussions, we came up with a concept in Salem that actually makes it a fair and equitable deal, that new people who want to invest in Salem can do so and can apply for a home rule license, and the licensing board in its wisdom has decided that the value of such a license would be 75% of the market value. Within the chamber, within the restaurant world, we all agreed that that would be a good and solution for everybody in Salem, and that it would be fair to the newcomers in Salem who want to invest in Salem, employ in Salem, and bring new things to Salem. And therefore, I'm in front of you to support the application, of course, of the Cheese Shop of Salem. And I think that if you hear what the retail concept is that they are going to propose for Salem, that you will all be very pleased with what's coming to Salem. It's only their second store, and they are proposing to put it in a wonderful retail district, and they fit perfectly well. The one thing that I want to stress, though, it's the application for you is for the home rule license for the package store. The majority of the store is a retail operation that deals with cheese, charcuterie, other things, and it is, as Dave will explain to you, I'm sure, a wonderful, wonderful new addition to Salem, and I hope you will all support it. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up is Shirley Walker.
Hi, Shirley Walker. I'm an owner of a condominium at Derby Lofts in downtown Salem, and I'm here to speak about the Cheese Shop of Salem. Surprise. On a Thursday in the middle of summer, I found out this morning from two people that the Cheese Shop of Salem was moving into Derby Lofts as a tenant of RCG, the old bookstore, and I thought, great, we've been hearing about this for a year. And the second thing I heard was that the Cheese Shop is looking for an additional package store license. I grew up in Holyoke, Mass, and I know what a packy is, so I thought, what's this? I called around. The property manager had never heard of this. No one told the property manager. No one told the board. None of the owners understood that this was coming. So we want time to look at it, and we're hoping that the city council will put this into a committee so that you can take a look at it, and then I'm going to try to find out what the definition of a package store license is and why a cheese shop would have to look like a packy. The last time I saw someone do that was the Hess gas station on Derby Street. They wanted to have a package store license. They wanted to be a package store, and that got knocked down for various reasons. So this sounds like a very civil, Concord kind of liberal thing. a package store license. However, we're in a residential area. So this will actually, Peter Dragon just sold his pizza shop business to someone else. I don't know what they're going to be doing, but Peter's got a beer and wine license. And so that's on the corner. And then we're looking at something that's a fairly large shop, looking for an additional package store license. Now, actually, I don't even know what the word additional means. Do they already have one? Are they going to take Peter's? What's the story? RCG owns 12 residential and 4 commercial at Derby Lofts. And I would have hoped that RCG would have had the courtesy to notify the board, the property manager, and the owners of this, but they didn't. So we're just asking if you would give this an additional time so we could look at it with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Angela Lordy. Did I get that right?
You got that exactly right.
Thank you.
I'm Angela Lordy. My legal address is 33 Bow Road in Wayland, but I live here in the summers on my boat over at the Brewer Hawthorne Cove. I have, for 5 years, been partnered with Diane Manahan. We own a business, Pamplemousse, at the intersection of Central and Essex, and I know you all know it. And I'll bet you all love it too. We have over 150 four-star reviews on Yelp. This is a center point business in Salem. I moved here 7 years ago, loved the store, and 5 years ago watched it dealt a death blow. Pamplemousse sells gourmet food, kitchen, and wine and beer. We have the first home rule license in Salem, a license that was granted to Diane in 2006 expressly because the desire was to improve Essex Street. You all know that the business turnover on Essex Street is huge. It continues to be that. Well, she came in, took that license, and with her heart and soul, she would be speaking to you now. She just broke down. With her heart and soul, she built that business for now 11 years. In 2 years after situating that business on Essex Street, a death blow was dealt to her. Another home rule license was granted by the city in opposition to the intent of the home rule licenses at all on Church Street to Salem Wine Imports. That I can tell you that took her down. That cut her wine business is about 45% of her business, and that was cut in half, and she was going down for the count. I came in for the summer in 2009 and walked into the store and saw her dying. So I put personally $150,000 into this business, which I have not seen back. I don't expect to see it back. That business is a break-even business. It lost money for the first 4 years. I'm happy to say in the 5th year of my tenure, we made $6,000 net. We are splitting the wine and beer business with at least 4 liquor stores in the downtown area. If you go a little farther out, it gets higher. This is not a profit-making business. We sell gourmet food. We sell cheese. If another incoming shell, pardon my metaphor, comes in the form of a business which directly competes with us with another home rule license, 1 block in the opposite direction, the business it's dead. It's just dead. We watch Bernard's go. We watch the clothing store go. We watch store after store dying on that Essex Street. We have stood there. I tell you, it's out of love. It is not for money. This is a money loser. We would have been happy to stare at our $6,000, except we used it to pay off some of, and I personally paid out of my own pocket the rest of, a Salem business development loan that was given to Diane for $50,000, in essence as an apology for issuing another home rule license a block away, so that she had the ability to compete. Another business, another block away, it just can't be done. We just can't be done. We're now perhaps at 10% of the wine business in the middle of the city, and I just want to, emotional appeals don't count. I understand that new businesses, they spawn competition, and nobody in this room is against entrepreneurs. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a retired software engineer, and I love to build things. And this was a store worth rebuilding, and it is worth keeping. And I tell you, I don't see how, if we are reduced to 5% of the wine business in this town, how this store can survive. I offer that as data for you. I just want you to know that it's wonderful to add new businesses, but there is collateral damage when you do that. And we are operating under not a legal promise, but we're operating under the statement from the city of Salem that this license was given because of building up Essex Street. And we have stood out that position, losing money, trust me, finding all new ways of losing money. I run a homeless day center for homeless adults in Waltham, so I know how to lose money. But this would be a killer blow to this lovely business. This business is loved in this city. We throw the one clean, well-managed party in October. Diane is well known in this community. We operate numerous charity events which do not benefit us. This would be, I'm just saying, in the sense of community, this would really, this hurts the community, and it is a death blow to Pomplamoose. Thank you.
Thank you. There are no other public testimony. Hearings, none. Appointments and reappointments.
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Noah Koretz to serve as a member of the planning board with a term to expire March 1st, 2019.
Councilor Girardi.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Noah Koretz and his wife are recent residents to Salem. He comes from a planning background as well as a legal background. And I'm very happy that they live in Ward 6. And I'm very excited actually for this appointment. I think that he will be a fantastic addition to the planning board. In fact, we had a half-hour conversation about this, how just terrific he's going to be with his expertise in the work that he's done with the home program. And so I strongly recommend his confirmation.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none on Councilor Girard's motion for confirmation by roll call vote, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Girard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the appointment of Noah Kurtz?
Correct.
Kurtz, thank you. To serve as a member of the planning board, we have 10 members voting, 1 absent. We have 10 in the affirmative and 1 absent. The matter carries. Councilor Girard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move to suspend the rules to allow Mr. Koretz to address
Councilor
the-
Girard moves to suspend the rules to allow Mr. Kurtz to address the city council, if you would, please, sir. Sorry, I can't get that one straight. It took me long enough to get Ustuk.
It's, it's not, it's a common Koretz.
Koretz.
Nobody
Thank
can
you.
ever pronounce it right, so I'm never.
Kurtz, I got it now, thank you.
My wife's a teacher, so they call her Mrs. K. But I just wanted to, I'll be brief. I wanted to thank Beth for the introduction, and thank you all for voting to confirm me. My wife and I recently bought a house in Salem after a lot of deliberation of where to live and where to settle down. And like she said, I'm a lawyer and a city planner by background, and I care a lot about cities and neighborhoods and their character and everything that goes into that. So I knew when I came here that this was a special place, and I wanted to get involved. And I'm very honored that I was nominated for this role, and I think it's a perfect opportunity, given my background, to really make a difference in the community. And I wanted to thank you all for allowing me to be here.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Excuse me, Madam Secretary. Councilor Famico, can we take out of order Joanne's appointment, please?
So move to
Yep. Go ahead.
take an item out of order.
Yep. Councilor Famico moves to take the reappointment of Joanne McCray out of order. Ms. McRae has some health issues she's dealing with, and she'd like to get out of here early, so we're going to abide by that, and I'm not going to disclose what. She looks wonderful tonight, but we're going to take her up out of order if we could, please.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Joanne McCray to serve as a member of the Historical Commission with a term to expire March 1st, 2017.
Counsel Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Counsel Famico moves for confirmation by roll call vote. Roll call vote. Under discussion?
Joanne's a great member of our community. If you always see her out and about with her bike helmet and biking about, but also she lives right in the midst of all of our historic homes and whatnot. So it's great to have her continue her service to our city. So thank you, Joanne.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of the reappointment of Joanne McCray to the Historic Commission, we have 10 members voting, 1 absent, 10 in the affirmative, 1 absent. The matter carries. Counsel Famico? I mean, it's a reappointment. Joanne, do you want to say something? Or Counsel Famico?
Move to suspend the rules to allow Ms. McCray to address the council.
Counsel Famico asks to suspend the rules to allow Ms. McCray to address the council. Seeing no objection.
As I am to public speaking, since we usually do our deliberations in a room, but I just want to thank you all for this opportunity to serve again. It's as a history major and working in economic development in Ohio and Vermont, where I was appointed to the historic commissions in those states. I'm really very pleased and proud to be part of the historic Salem community, and so I thank you all.
Thank you.
I move to return to the regular agenda.
Counsel Famico moves to return the regular portion of the agenda. Thank you. Madam City Clerk?
Held from the last meeting, the mayor's appointment of Jacqueline Croto to serve as a member of the Salem Disabilities Commission with a term to expire February 1st, 2016.
Counsel Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, although Ms. Couture couldn't make it tonight because she's a little under the weather, I still would move to confirmation by roll call vote.
Technically, as long as there's no objections. I mean, technically, they're supposed to be in front of us.
Sure.
So if anyone has an objection to that, then obviously, I mean, we can't control Ms. I know I received an email earlier that she was ill and couldn't be here with us tonight, so that's up to the will of the body. If there's no objection, seeing none.
In that case, I'd move for confirmation by roll call vote.
Counsel Siegel moves for confirmation by roll call vote. On discussion?
I personally don't know Mrs. Couture, but looking at her resume, she definitely looks very highly qualified. I think she'll do a wonderful job. I do know Councilor Legault does know her much better than I, so I'm going to let him talk.
Fine, thank you. Counsel Legault.
Thank you, Councilor Siegel. Mr. President, through you. Ms. Couture has expressed a desire to serve on the Disabilities Commission. We've been operating a man down for a while now. We had a couple of false starts as far as we are filling that position. She has attended a couple of meetings already as a member of the public, has participated without voting, of course, and the Disabilities Commission would just like to fill this position, and we feel that Ms. Couture was the person for it, and I would ask my colleagues here on the council to support this appointment tonight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the appointment of Jacqueline Couture to serve as a member of the Salem Disabilities Commission, we have 10 members voting, 1 member absent, 10 in the affirmative, 1 absent. The matter carries. Councilor Epley.
Mr. President, just a point of personal privilege, or perhaps maybe a question for the chair. While we shouldn't require her to appear, if Ms. Couture wishes to appear before the body to speak, I would imagine that the president would have no problem in entertaining that.
No problem whatsoever if she so desires. I mean, obviously, we can't control her being ill at the time, so, and I think it's very important, as Councilor Legault said, there are members down over there, and she's already stepping up to the plate by attending meetings, so I think it's very important we get her as a voting member and get get her to do the work, but if she wants to come in, she's more than willing to allow her to address the council anytime. Madam City Clerk.
We have the mayor's reappointment of Marcia Lambert and Sandra Power to serve as members of the Beautification Committee with both their terms to expire on March 1st, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, in behalf, and Councilor Churrill is not here, both of these young ladies live in Ward 5. I recommend the mayor's reappointment of Marcia Lambert and Sandra Power to serve as members of the Salem Beautification Committee with both of their terms to expire on March 1st, 2017 by roll call vote.
Thank you. Any further discussion?
None. Yes, excellent appointment. These people were at the island at Jefferson Avenue last weekend trying to fix the island there. So they're everywhere, and I'm on the Salem State University Neighborhood Advisory Committee. Excellent appointment by Mayor Driscoll.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk.
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Gerard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the reappointment of Marcia Lambert and Sandra Power to serve as members of the Beautification Committee, we have 10 members voting, 1 member absent. We have 10 in the affirmative, 1 absent. The matter carries. Madam City Clerk. Further appointments or reappointments?
We have the mayor's reappointment of Kerry Carlton to serve as a constable with a term to expire June 8th, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that the mayor's order reappointing Kerry Carlton to serve as a constable with a term to expire on June 8th, 2017 be received and made a matter of record.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further appointments or reappointments?
We have the mayor's reappointment of Joseph Turco to serve as a constable with a term to expire June 28th, 2017.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that Mayor Driscoll's order reappointing Joseph Turco to serve as a constable with a term to expire on June 28th, 2017 be received and filed.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that this matter be received and placed on file. All those in favor? All those opposed? Communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $250,000 from fund balance free cash account to capital improvement fund.
You ready?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Are you going to call on me?
Yes, Councilor.
Thank you.
Councilor
Mr.
Gerard, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President.
For the record, Councilor Gerard is taking over for Councilor Terrell in his absence. Councilor Gerard is a member of the Finance Committee, so she's doing her first job at this, so we're gonna get her through this. So Councilor Gerard.
Thank you. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves suspension of the rules. All those in favor, all those opposed? Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. This is just an end-of-the-year transfer, where they're asking to move the cash into, wait a second, what am I saying? End-of-the-year free cash to have more in the capital to minimize borrowing in the next fiscal year.
Excellent. Any further discussion? Seeing none, for the record, the Finance Director is with us, so if there's any further questions, but I think that Councilor Gerard did a nice job explaining that, as from the letter. So if there's any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be approved, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor?
We have an appropriation of $117,881 from fund balance free cash account to the following: school choice treasurer and charter school treasurer.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves suspension of the rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion?
Thank you, Mr. President. Local aid was short this year, and this is part of a state mandate, and we have to pay this deficit, and we're paying this out of free cash.
Paying this out of free cash? Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none. On Councilor Gerard's motion for approval. All's in favor? All's opposed? Further communications from the mayor?
We have a transfer of $80,000 from DPS full-time salary account to DPS contracted services account.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard moves for approval. Under discussion, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is for the contract for the downtown cleaning because DPS has chosen not to get the 2 full-time equivalents that were previously open and put it towards that downtown cleaning contract.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, it's kind of unfair to ask Councilor Gerard these pointed questions because I'm not a member.
Oh, she's doing such a great job, though.
I know, but I wanted some answers about contract. We're taking a full-time job, through you, Mr. President, and we're making it, what, contract services to do what?
Yes, so these are going to be...
Councilor Gerard, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. President. So these were 2 full-time equivalent positions that were previously open, and they're not refilling the position, and these are going towards the downtown cleaning contract to hire those people to clean the downtown.
Who, through you, who are we hiring?
Can I suspend the rules?
Yes, you may. Good job.
Well, let the mayor speak.
No. Do you want the mayor or...
anybody. Dominic, maybe. Dominic can speak.
Well, I asked, the Councilor Gerard asked for suspension of the rules of law. The mayor addressed the city council. Seeing no objection? No objection. Mayor?
Thanks. So what we're hoping to be able to do, and many of you have seen some of these folks already, we started this contract in the prior fiscal year with resources we had then. In the new fiscal year, we're hoping to continue that work as a pilot program to try and better improve litter cleanup and pickup and the cleanliness and general maintenance downtown. It's a fairly extensive contract with a private contractor that will have a crew here 5 days a week. It's either 4 long days or 5 shorter days as a means to see, are we better able to tackle maintenance through a private contractor as opposed to having personnel. We've had recent personnel retirements in the department, so nobody's losing their job. We're not laying anybody off or anything like that to tackle this, but we're really feeling like in Public Works, and many of you have talked to our director, John Tomas, we're being pulled in a lot of different directions, and often that leaves the general cleanup, maintenance type work not getting done. We've had a rash of just some bad luck with employees either being on long-term illnesses of their own or, a few issues. It was workers being injured on the job. So we're down personnel and feeling like we need some extra help and wanted to try this as an opportunity. So for the next year, for this year, we'll have a contracted crew and we can evaluate it. We've got a fairly tight contract that lays out specific responsibilities and tasks from painting small graffiti, picking up, weeding, litter, all the general maintenance activities you might see that might occur within a specific boundary area downtown. And we want to evaluate, are we seeing that this is a better service than having our own crews do it at this point in time? And so right now, this is revenue neutral, and we're just looking to transfer those funds from the personnel side to the non-personnel side of the budget.
Councilor O'Keefe, then Councilor Legault, then Councilor Epley.
Through you, Mr. President.
Then Siegel.
I inquired today about that big vacuum cleaner that we have down at the South Harbor Garage, and I was told that it hasn't been used in 2 months.
I'm not sure what machine. Are you talking about the MadVac truck? Right.
Yes, the MadVac truck.
Right.
And there was all kinds of things in front of it. Couldn't be used unless you moved all these things to get it out of there. Why haven't we been using that?
Yeah, I don't know that 2 months is accurate. I'm not sure who you spoke with.
Well, I inquired today, and they said the person that runs it is not around. He's sick or something, and we haven't used it in a time. Just a suggestion to you, Mr. President.
Sure.
Have you given, or your staff, or the administration given any consideration to demolishing some part of Addis Row, the decrepit part from the lobster shanty down? Leave the lobster shanty alone and knock all those other buildings, especially that lavatory that's down there.
Right.
That's for the men and women. That's outrageous.
Yeah,
I find that in a third world country, and here it is in downtown Salem.
Council.
But have you thought about it? I know you spoke years about it, and doing something, but nothing seems to happen with Addis Row.
So we'd love to rather than tear it down, perhaps reinvest in that area in a way that makes sense. I know Councilor Legault has got an order in, and I think we may be even having a committee meeting scheduled to talk more about that. With the new public art initiative and some of the things that are happening, we see there might be some synergy that's going on. What we need at Artist Row is more than just concrete. It needs a more formal plan for how to enliven that space, how to keep it, how to make it feel like it does every Thursday afternoon when we have a farmer's market down there, and how to tackle that is a larger issue that we think with public art and with some of the opportunities that we have coming together there may be an opportunity to do something on a larger scale, Councilor.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
I will wait.
Councilor Legault. I forgot. I skipped over and backwards, so I forgot. Councilor Legault, I'm sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President, and excuse me, my colleague from Ward 4. I have some ideas on Artist Road, but I'm not gonna touch on that today.
Thank you.
This company that we're going to contract with, are they already downtown?
Yes,
doing
they
cleaning?
started just before the end of the fiscal year.
How would I know them if I saw them? How would I differentiate between them and a DPW worker?
Yeah, they are dressed in uniforms.
Green T-shirts?
You know, I don't exactly know if it's green. I thought it was navy, but yeah, I think it was navy I was going to say, but we'll be, they look like contracted workers.
I've seen a couple of workers around town in some T-shirts and some vests, one doing a little bit of sweeping and one doing spraying some weed killer. And I have some observations and questions to ask there. I saw a gentleman down at Artist Road the other day, and as I think most everybody in the chambers knows, I have a bit of a passion for that space, to include Derby Square. He was sweeping down Artist Road, and pretty dirty down there. It's winter sand and leaves from the fall, and basically he had a little indoor kitchen broom and a little indoor dustpan and a mop bucket with no mop that he was dumping his stuff into. Whatever he was doing, he wasn't able, he wasn't cleaning anything. He was trying to sweep heavy sand without a street broom. He was using indoor equipment to clean outdoor dirt, which just doesn't work. And I see this other gentleman walking around spraying weed killer, and I got a bad back and bad knees, and I almost think it would be better to actually bend down and pluck the weed out from between the curb and the street and then spray it. Now the weed's gone, and we've taken the steps to make sure it doesn't come back. I'm just wondering if these guys are actually going to be doing what we need them to do, or are they going to be appearing to do what we need them to do? If I could ask that question directly.
So I think the goal is that we actually obviously want to achieve results. And I'm not sure so we've got a number of crews, not that any of them should be using improper equipment. You know, we obviously want to make sure that we're doing things correctly and efficiently and in a way that leaves those areas better than when they found them when they were tackling them. So I'll do some follow-up with John Tomaz. I don't know if that was the cleaning crew, if that was, we've got frankly some volunteer groups that we work with as well, and there may even be some seasonal labor. So I'm not sure who it was, but the idea is obviously this is not make work. You know, we have an issue keeping downtown as clean as I'd like it and perhaps as clean as you'd like it, and we are attempting to tackle this in a way that's different from what we've been doing because of the manner in which we have been doing it has people sometimes not being able to be there on a consistent basis. Either they have time off, or they're out sick, or they got pulled to something else that became a higher priority. Having a contracted crew means we'll have stability, we'll have a regular set of personnel that can tackle these maintenance issues. And it's an extension downtown. I don't want to just say, it's not like it's just the pedestrian mall. It's the B5 district for all intents and purposes. And the idea is to make it better, and that you will see results and I will see results. And if we don't, then we're going to try something else because we think it's important for residents who live downtown, for people who are coming downtown, or in any neighborhood, but because of the density and the amount of people who are here, it needs an extra oomph. And that's what this contract is designed to do.
Councilor Legault, you still have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one more I want to follow through a little bit. I have no problem supporting this. I like the fact it's something new. It's something worth trying. If it doesn't work, well, then we don't do it again next year. But I really want to see this work. And we had spoken about this in the chambers earlier, and we asked specifically to be given a schedule and a list of tasks that these contractors are going to be performing, and if I received that, I must have missed it. I don't know where these guys are supposed to be. I don't know when they're supposed to be there.
Yeah.
I personally would like to know that tomorrow there's going to be 2 guys at Derby Square weeding the flower beds, and then I'll take a walk over there and I'll have a look and see what they're doing, and then I can give an opinion. But so far I haven't. I'm downtown every day, and I've only seen a couple of guys in yellow T-shirts basically making busy work, which I don't want to see. So I'm going to support this, but I want to see performance, and I definitely want to see results, or I will not be supporting it at all next year, not even remotely.
Yeah, and I would share your zest for that. And I have John Tomas, those of you who know him, know that we're doing a lot more data tracking. We're keeping pretty good tabs on just about every task that we're responsible for within the Public Services Department. And we have given a litany of tasks, specific things that this cleaning contractor is responsible for. So the idea being, we will check. It is not just a random set of, keep this area clean. It's very specific on their tasks and when they're supposed to be doing it. So I'd be happy to share that with you this evening. I have it with me.
I would ask that we get regular notifications of what these people are doing, where they're doing it, when they're scheduled to do it.
I'm going to give you the list. You're going to see it. It's right there.
Thank you very much. I'm all set, Mr. President.
Thank you. Councilor Epley, then Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, Mayor, I'm certainly in favor of trying this. I think this is a great idea and a great project. I share some of the concerns of one of my colleagues in what he just stated. My question, though, is we just went through a budget process, and this is the 2015 budget. We just started 2 or 3 weeks ago, and my question is why are we transferring this early in the budget cycle? And really the question, that's sort of that's one question. The second question is, how much is actually needed right now between now and September? Because really, I think this is something, we've spent a lot of time on this already in the chambers. This is really a committee issue that we would really need to vet some of this out, especially since we just passed the budget. So I guess my question is, what did you absolutely need between now and our next meeting?
So I don't know the answer to that because I'm not sure how the payments are made on a daily or weekly basis. I can tell you that when we prepared the budget, we didn't have a cleaning contractor back in May when this was initially submitted to the council, or we would have put these resources on the non-personnel side and contracted services. The contract was signed afterwards to get us through the beginning of the fiscal year, the remaining of that fiscal year through June 30th, which we had resources within the Public Works Department to support for that limited period of time. Now going forward, obviously, we need to have this on the contracted services line item, not the personnel line item. So it's revenue neutral. It's not as though it's impacting the bottom line of the Public Works budget. It's just transferring over from one to the other. Had we had the contract signed when we prepared the budget, back in May, we would have properly aligned the resources on contracted and non-contracted side.
Thank you, Mr. President, again. The issue isn't so much that the contract wasn't signed, it's that we had full-time salaries that we reallocated for the following year, knowing that we apparently weren't going to hire people.
No, well, folks sometimes let us know they're going to be retiring. We don't know exactly when those days are going to come. We had some folks who were out on injury who opted not to return, things like that are out of our control. So the idea is to try and not increase the budget by doing this. I'd like to have people and contractors, but we all have to live within a budget. So I'm trying something new in a way that I think will have regular, consistent maintenance downtown and willing to not backfill those positions in order to have that type of service.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you to the mayor. Mayor, I just have a couple of quick questions. Most of them have been asked by my fellow councilors. But we're down two full-time personnel, correct?
We're down several, but this is equivalent to 2, yes.
Okay. I guess my concern is the 2 people that had left or were down, I don't believe they were just designated to downtown. So by taking them out and putting this downtown, are we going to leave ourselves short throughout the city?
So the answer to that would be no. We actually do have crews that were specifically targeting most of the downtown cleanup, and one of the individuals who just recently has left us is one of the positions in mind here. So, perfect. No, I don't want to lead anyone astray. I'd love to have more personnel in Public Works. I think it's an area that, particularly this time of year, we're busy. There's the cemeteries, there's the parks. We now have everything really in one division. There's open space areas. There's always something happening here. We're trying to find a different way to bring resources together. We still have personnel. We've got water, sewer, and all those issues we're dealing with. We are down. It's not anyone's fault that we're down. People get sick. People take vacations. They have, their time off. But we need a more consistent kind of service for that. And that's the idea around the contracting.
No, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I get that. But I guess my only other question would be, and I think I kind of get this from my fellow councilors too, is I I think we all think it's a good idea, and it's a wonderful opportunity to try something new, but we'd probably like to see it maybe before we go out and sign the contract, so because we can have some input and maybe have our questions that we have tonight answered in the future. If this is something that goes to the future, so we can work together.
Sure.
That's it.
Great, thank you.
Councilor O'Keefe, then Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mayor, does this contract extend to Halloween?
I'm not exactly sure of the last term. It's meant to certainly capture the busier periods of time, so I could get you that. I don't know the exact date, Counselor, that it ends.
So
but
this
that's the
was
idea.
probably all explained to the Finance Committee, which I'm not a member of, the incidentals. Is this a time and materials? Is this a time and materials contract? Do you have deliverables?
It's a length of time, it's a required schedule, and it's a required set of tasks that the contractor is responsible for.
So you have metrics, there's metrics
Yes.
assigned to this? And
Yep.
will the council be receiving these metrics?
I'm going to make sure everyone, before you leave this evening, has a copy of the
Following up what
tasks.
Councilor Siegel's talking about, how much is collected, where it's collected, and
So the scope
what I
of
mean by
services
metrics.
for the contract are specific tasks that are going to be required on specific days. So you might, when you look at it, I think it's fairly self-explanatory and a fairly high level of detail as to, in terms of what they're responsible for. So it will be easy for us to track if, in fact, we're not getting the level of compliance with completing those services and tasks.
last question. Who will monitor this for you?
Our Public Works Director and his staff. So we'll have, obviously, his working foreman, assistant director, and himself.
Thank you.
Thank you. And I monitor it, I would add as well. I'm downtown frequently, so I have the good fortune of emailing and calling and making sure that things that I see that aren't addressed, that we hope can be improved upon. And I would encourage each of you to do that as well.
Thank you.
Councilor Famico, then Councilor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. So first off, I hope the cleaning crew does invest in push rooms. I have seen just a little ones like this around town. Secondly, I'm also hoping that this can be in unison with work with the chamber to encourage the businesses to sweep as well. We're already looking at other campaigns for that, but to make sure that it's not just the city paying for that cleanup. Additionally, I hope that DPW and the cleaning contract can also, if work is going to be done at night, to be finished by a reasonable hour, and also to even let the police department know, so when they get calls going on, so that they know what's going on, where it's going on, and then possibly if night work's going to be done, to, if DPW can let the Essex condominium know.
Sure, thank you, I appreciate that. We did have, the cleaning crew is power washing sidewalks, again, something that we're not always able, or have not always been able regularly to do, and we had a little, I would say, we needed some adjustments of the timing. We had some complaints around, what's too late, what's too early? We don't want to do it too early when people are still walking around. We don't want to do it too late when it's disruptive, and I think we're fine-tuning those areas.
Thank you, Mayor.
Yep, thank you.
Councilor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to clarify, these jobs are not being eliminated.
Nope.
This is just a one-year trial. We're going to see how it goes, and then revisit it next year.
That's exactly right.
And I also have a list of the tasks. I don't have an actual schedule, so I don't know if anybody wants to make copies of it.
Thank you.
Oh, I just, one quick question. Mine is,
Councilor Sergeant.
if we're getting a push in the summertime, then we're gonna be losing something in the wintertime. Because if these are two full-time positions, then these guys work 12 months a year, outside vacations and holidays. So come wintertime, we're not gonna have those two guys when we need them for those kind of activities. So what are we gonna do then? For those two positions,
Yeah.
that's 80 hours a week we're not gonna
Right.
have in the off-season, 8-9 months a year. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's what we're trying to do is wrestle with, at the busiest times, how to have the most amount of help on a consistent basis. And frankly, the winter is a little less busy, with the exception of when we have lots and lots of snow. But the idea is to try and moderate our work that we're doing in public services, the staffing that we have available, to meet the big, the big time, the big seasons, and to try and do so in a way that hopefully doesn't break the budget. It's something that we'll evaluate. Did it work? Did it work well enough? Are there concerns, like you pointed out, Counselor? But right now, and John is probably the better person, John Tomas, to answer most of the questions that I've already answered, because he's actually responsible for these tasks, and given the work that he's been doing, tracking, he's got over a year under his belt working as our Public Works Director, and can better handle when we have needs and when we have staff to meet them.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, Councilor Gerard has a motion on the floor to approve the transfer of the $80,000 from DPS full-time salary to the contracted service portion of that budget. Any further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor? All those opposed? No. 2 opposed, but the matter carries. Further communications from the mayor?
We have an appropriation of $63,821 from Retirement Stabilization Fund Vacation Sick Leave Buyback Account to be expended for retirement buyback of James Lynch of the Fire Department.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves suspension of the rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you. This is due to contractual obligations, and this is for, we want to thank the Deputy Chief Lynch of the Fire Department for his years of service, and we wish him a happy retirement.
Thank you. As well as do I. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter of the appropriation for the retirement be approved, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the
We have
mayor.
an appropriation of $40,223.64 from Retirement Stabilization Fund Vacation Sick Leave Buyback Account to be expended for the retirement buyback of Thomas Griffin of the Police Department.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves for suspension of the rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is a contractual buyback, and we want to thank Captain Griffin for his years of service at the Salem Police Department, and we wish him a great deal of luck in Peabody. We're
Thank
sorry
you.
to see him go.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion, does this matter be approved? All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $18,974.42 from Retirement Stabilization Fund Vacation Sick Leave Buyback Account to be expended for the retirement buyback of Judy Ginta of the Finance Department.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves for suspension of the rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. Judy Junta is a phenomenal Ward 6 resident, and this is actually just routine. This is a contractual obligation due to her retirement, and we truly wish her a very happy retirement, and we thank her for all her years of service.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, I just want to say that when I made a Facebook post last night concerning tonight's agenda, I got a private message from Judy Junta asking me, very concerned, whether or not she was on the agenda this evening. I assured her that she was, and I also wish her a happy and pleasant retirement and a good vacation down on the Cape right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be approved, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications to the mayor.
We have a transfer of $15,000 from Retained Earnings Water Sewer Fund to Treasurer's Professional Fees Account.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard moves for approval. Under discussion.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is to cover the water portion of the bond costs.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Through you, Mr. President, could the acting chairman of the Committee on Administration and Finance define treasurer's professional fees? What are that? What are those? And who are those? Maybe?
I move to suspend the rules and allow Sarah Stanton, the finance director, to
Councilor
address this.
Gerard moves to suspend the rules to allow Ms. Stanton, the finance director, to address the council. Seeing no objection, Ms. Stanton.
Council, this is to cover the bond costs under Kathleen's budget for the treasurer, so things like Edwards Wildman, our legal costs related to long-term borrowing, and also the fees for First Southwest. So when we bond specifically for water and sewer, we try to parcel off those costs partially over to Kathleen's budget.
Thank you.
No problem.
Any further discussion of Ms. Stanton while she's in front of us on this matter? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be approved, all those in favor, all those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an appropriation of $4,153 from fund balance free cash account to the planning contracted services account for the management of Old Town Hall.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves for suspension of the rules. Seeing no objection, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Councilor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion, let the record reflect that Councilor Siegel has left the chamber.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is just to pick up the small costs due to the city taking over the Gordon College services at Old Town Hall, and the city feels that this is the right thing to do in terms of not just dumping the staff.
Yep. Fair enough. Any further discussion? Councilor Legault, then Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just have a question for the acting chairman of the Administration and Finance Committee, or whoever can answer it. Is Gordon College gone now? I mean, do they have any presence in the administrative tasks over there, or have they moved out completely? Do we have a day when that will happen?
I move to suspend the rules.
No, they were already suspended.
Oh, yeah,
Ms.
that's right.
Stanton?
Yes, they no longer have any association at all with Old Town Hall.
Bags and baggage.
Bags are packed.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Councilor Epley.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, and I know that it's unfortunate the mayor's not here, I just wanted to commend her publicly for the fantastic response by the city to Gordon College, and I'm very happy and in full support of making sure that we provide a soft landing to those actors and staff members, et cetera, that work in Old Town Hall with the former Gordon College services, and specifically Cry Innocent and the Salem Museum. So big kudos to the mayor.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be approved. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept the donation totaling $5,000 from the City of Salem Mayor to Police Department Summer Camp Donation Fund.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Under discussion?
Thank you. This is from the mayor, and we want to thank her for her contribution to the Police Department Summer Camp Donation Fund.
Okay. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be adopted, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept the donation totaling $5,403 from the Mack Park Neighborhood Association Project K-9 to the Salem Police Department K-9 Fund.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption. Under discussion?
Thank
Councilor
you,
Gerard.
Mr. President. I want to thank the Mack Park Neighborhood Association, especially Rosemary O'Connor, who's in attendance this evening, as well as the former Ward 6 Councilor Paul Prevey, and the rest of our K-9 committee for this contribution to the K-9 Fund.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion that this matter be adopted, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order to accept the donation totaling $1,000 from the Town of Danvers to the Police Department Summer Camp Donation Fund.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption. Under discussion, Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to thank the Town of Danvers for their donation to the Police Department Summer Camp Donation Fund.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor Gerard's motion this matter be adopted, all those in favor? All those opposed?
The next item.
Let the record reflect that Councilor Gerard is recusing herself from the next item on the agenda. Further communications from the mayor.
We have an order for an act for a home rule petition for an additional package store license for the Cheese Shop of Salem, located at 45 Lafayette Street at the Derby Lofts Building.
Mr. Chairman,
Councilor O'Keefe.
I move that this order
requiring an act for a home rule petition for an additional package store license for the Cheese Shop of Salem located at 45 Lafayette Street, Derby Lofts Building, be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs for their review and recommendation.
Do we have that co-posted, sir?
Co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, yes. Whole positively. Thank you.
Seconded. Under discussion? Counsel?
I'll do it.
Council McCarthy, Ward 1.
I just want to go on record as saying that I met the gentleman who is going to be bringing in the cheese shop, and I personally, at first glance, I don't have an objection to his intent or his desire, but at the same time, having a conversation earlier today, and by what was said by Ms. Walker earlier, I mean, obviously, the residents of Derby Lofts had no idea this was coming, and unfortunately, it's one of those things that I think that they need to at least have a say as to what is entailed in this whole petition, hours of operation. None of that is really before us. We don't understand. I mean, I understand it's a great business model. I'm not faulting the business model. I'm supportive of the business model, but it's just a general idea of what, where, when, how it's going to work, how it's going to incorporate itself into the building, into the neighborhood, and those effects. And then I think that, you know, in your committee, I'll be more than happy to attend those meetings, and we'll invite everybody, and we'll have a frank discussion, and we'll see as quickly as we can get this thing moved out.
Councilor Todd Segal, Ward 3.
Thank you,
Councilor
Mr.
Segal.
President. Can I just add to that motion that we invite the city solicitor?
Yep.
Because I do have some legal questions about the home rule petitions that I think should be answered before we take it out of committee.
Well, yes. When is your pleasure, sir?
It's in your committee, so
I know, but I mean, that's your ward.
whenever you schedule it, we'll work.
Well,
out-
within the next
just
2
wants to
weeks?
invite-
We don't have a meeting until August. Well, we should do it before, yes.
And he was just requesting that we invite the city solicitor. to the
Yes.
meeting.
Do you want the owners of Derby Lofts, too?
No, just the city solicitor.
They should have some grilling here, is what's going on.
They're more than welcome to attend.
I'll consider that with the committee, whatever the committee wants to. Yes, sir. City solicitor would be invited to
Thank you.
render her a professional legal opinion if necessary. Any other remarks by the committee? Hearing none. All in favor? Opposed? Unanimous. Council McCarthy.
Further communications from the mayor.
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon, an act to the petition the general court accompanied by a bill to remove the police chief, city marshal from civil service, notwithstanding the provisions of Mass General Laws, Chapter 31 and Chapter 245 of the Acts of 1924.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Move this be referred to Council Committee of the Whole.
Council Committee of the Whole, thank you. Councilor O'Keefe moves this matter be referred to the Committee of the Whole. Thank you. Can we suspend the rules? Can we suspend the rules first, please?
Right. Move for suspension of the rules.
Councilor O'Keefe moves suspension of the rules. All's in favor, all's opposed. Councilor O'Keefe further moves that this matter be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Committee of the Whole, by roll call vote.
No, it doesn't need to be a
All
roll
right.
call vote. Thank
Go
you.
ahead, sir.
That this matter be referred to the Committee of the Whole. All is in favor, all is opposed.
Please.
Thank you.
Mr. Recorder, opposed, please.
Thank you. Further communications from the mayor.
Ordered that a special election be scheduled by the city clerk for November 4th so that a binding question approved by the city solicitor may be placed on the ballot for a petition requesting the state legislature to enact a special act exempting the position of the city marshal, police chief, from Chapter 31 of the general laws regarding civil service.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Move for suspension of the rules.
Councilor O'Keefe moves suspension of rules. Councilor O'Keefe.
Move this be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
Councilor O'Keefe further moves that this matter be referred to the Committee of the Whole.
For
Thank you.
discussion.
All those in favor, all those opposed? Okay, let the record reflect Councilor Fury is opposed. Further communications from the mayor.
Received after the deadline of Tuesday noon, appropriation for the sum of $30,000 from retained earnings water sewer fund to DPS water overtime account.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for a suspension of the rules.
Councilor Gerard moves suspension of rules. Seeing no objection. Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Counselor Gerard further moves for approval. Under discussion, Counselor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. This is routine maintenance for the fire hydrant infrastructure, in addition to... I can't?
It has to be referred to committee.
Oh, it's gonna be, it's late file. It's a late file.
Okay, can I suspend the rules so the chief of staff can address that?
No, it's a, no.
What's the question?
Mr. President, what's the question?
I don't know. City Manager Clerk? Right. Okay. It's a late file, has to stand. Counselor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for referral to the Committee on Administration and Finance.
Counselor Gerard moves for referral to the Committee on
Co-posted with
Finance.
the Committee of the Whole.
Co-posted, thank you. Counselor Gerard's motion to this matter be referred to the Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted. All those in favor? All those opposed? I know it's going to be an issue, but
There's no way to have this suspended be taken up at this meeting. There's no possible way.
not at this time. We can talk after, but we'll figure it out.
Declare an emergency.
We'll figure it out. Mayor's informational page. None. Motions, orders, and resolutions. Counselor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Members of the City Council, July 17, 2014. Ordered that the enclosed Tag Day application for the Military Order of the Purple Heart for August 7, 2014 and August 8, 2014 be granted.
Counselor, under discussion?
Yes, gentlemen, members of the City Council, Mr. President, they filed this application too late for us to consider at the next meeting, so we should do this tonight. It's a very military historic organization, and Mr. Sandin would then, if he could, but I move that this be adopted.
Second.
Roll call, show of hands is sufficient, man.
Thank you. Counselor O'Keefe's motion that this matter be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Counselor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the year 2014, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to cemeteries. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 16, Article 2, Section 36, Rules and Regulations for Care and Use of Cemeteries. Penalty for violation be amended by deleting the following in the last sentence. Fine not exceeding $50 and inserting in place the following. Fine not exceeding $100. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Under discussion, Counselor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I spoke with my colleague, the Chair of the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs, and I asked that it be moved to that committee for discussion.
Counselor Gerard moves that this ordinance amendment be referred to the Committee on License, Orders, and Legal Affairs.
Co-posted.
Co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Co-posted.
Any objections? Seeing none. On Counselor Gerard's motion, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further motions, orders, resolutions. Counselor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the year 2014, an ordinance to amend an ordinance relative to traffic. Be it ordained by the City Council of the City of Salem as follows. Section 1, Chapter 42, Section 50B, handicapped parking, limited time by adding the following. Roslyn Street in front of number 46 for a distance of 20 feet, handicap parking tow zone. Section 2, this ordinance shall take effect as provided by City Charter.
Under discussion?
I move for, under discussion, this is just a routine matter, Mr. President.
You're moving for first passage?
Move for adoption for first passage.
Counselor Famico moves for adoption of first passage. Any discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further motions, orders, resolutions. Counselor Famico.
That the polling location for Ward 5, Precinct 1, shall be relocated from the Temple Shalom to Saltonstall School Auditorium located at 211 Lafayette Street. Also that the polling location for Ward 5, Precinct 2, shall be relocated from the Community Room, Pioneer Terrace, at the Saltonstall School Auditorium located at 211 Lafayette Street.
Under discussion?
In general, Temple Shalom was recently sold and will be used for something else, so we're relocating the polling location due to this.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fiori?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent,
Yes.
Counselor Siegel,
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy.
Yes. Thank you. On the matter of the relocation of the polling locations for Ward 5 Precincts 1 and 2 to the Saltonstall School Auditorium, located at 211 Lafayette Street, we have 10 members voting, 1 absent. We have 10 in the affirmative, 1 absent. The matter carries. Counselor, if you would, please. Counselor,
Councilman McCarthy, Ward 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, July 17, 2014, ordered that the polling location for Ward 1, Precinct 2 shall be relocated from the Bentley School Gymnasium to 135 Lafayette Street, Apartments Community Room.
Remarks, Councilor.
Thank you, Mr. President. On discussion, this has been a process that's been in the works for a long time with discussions with various members of the community to try to get the polling location back in proximity to the Point neighborhood. And with the recent opening up of 135 Lafayette Street, the former St. Joe's site, they have a beautiful community room located on the first floor. It meets all the requirements and the needs. I want to thank the city clerk and her staff for going out there and bringing the state in to get it approved. I think it's going to be a wonderful opportunity to try to increase voter turnout. The city clerk and I had a conversation today about voter turnout, and across the city, voter turnout has been in a downward trend over the last 10 to 12 years, and I think this provides an opportunity to try to increase some of those numbers, and I wholeheartedly support this and would encourage everyone to vote for it. Thank you.
Councilor Siegel, Ward 3.
Thank you, Mr. President. I understand my fellow councilors want to bring this location up to the new building at St. Joe's, but to me, I believe 6-7 years ago, we tried to put everything together to make it easier, to save on costs throughout the city. And looking at the numbers, I don't agree with what was presented. I had the city clerk's office print some things in Ward 1, Precinct 2, back in November 2008, when it was at 27 Charter Street, which is right pretty close to where they want to move it to. 720 people came out on the presidential election. This past year, November 6, 2012, on the presidential election, have it being combined at the Bentley School, 747 people came out. So more people came out to go to the Bentley School than they did in past years. Now, if we look at the biannual, the city election in 2009, when it was also just left alone at the Charter Street, you had 79 people that came out to vote. In 2013, this past election, there were 248 people that came out to vote. So the numbers don't bear that people aren't coming out to vote because of the location. They're just not coming out because they don't want to come out. My concern with this, I believe everyone should have a right to vote. And, you know, my concern was we're trying to put everything in the same place to save on costs. We do it here. Why not do it in every other ward? We're just going to take a couple steps back. I've had the same issue in my ward. I've had people on 10 First Street who says it's tough to get to the polls. I've had people on Pope Street that says it's tough to get to the polls. So am I going to come in next and say, you know, I want 2 more polling places? I just don't see it. The numbers don't bear it. If the numbers were reversed and we had a lot less people voting at the Bentley versus where it was at Charter Street, so I just don't understand this. I will be voting against this because the numbers just don't bear it out.
Any other member of the City Council? Epley, Ward 4.
Thank you, Mr. President. I'm in support of this, but my question is from a completely different angle than the previous speaker, my colleague. I could see how perhaps we could have one unified polling site for Ward 1, but at 211, I'm sorry, at 135 Lafayette Street, rather than at the Bentley and 135 Lafayette Street. Speaking for, as a Ward 4 councilor, we're at Witchcraft Heights. Everybody in Ward 4 votes in one ward. Ward 3 similarly votes in the high school. We're now for Ward 5 going to have everyone vote at the Saltonstall School auditorium. I think that should be the way that we go. I appreciate the president and the councilor from Ward 1. I will vote in support of it, but I'm just wondering out loud why we couldn't have one location for Ward 1, and that would be at 135 Lafayette Street.
Any further remarks? Council McCarthy, Ward 1?
Thank you, Mr. President. 135 Lafayette Street isn't big enough to house both wards in both precincts. There isn't a spot. When it was previously a Charter Street barely was accommodating the size requirements from the state in order for it to be there. We moved it to the Bentley School. Yes, you can pick and choose different numbers. You took my colleague chose the last election, this most recent election, to throw numbers out. It was a very contentious election. It was a very spirited election, and there was people on both sides trying to get out as many votes as they could for the election. So I think that one particular example of a number is not reflective of the numbers that we had been seeing polling with regards to the area. On top of that, it is also, the Point neighborhood is the most, it's the most densely populated. It has the least amount, one of the highest densely populations, and a lot of people from that area either walk, or if they're going someplace, they take a cab. So the sense was, and it's something that the neighborhood has been asking for. I worked with the city clerk to come up with an alternative. It works out that it's a perfect location for it. We're in agreement. I would encourage everybody to vote for it. I think it's going to be a good thing for the neighborhood. I think it's going to be a good thing for voter turnout. And I think it's going to be a good thing to allow the neighborhood to have a place that they can walk easily and get to. There isn't another location in the ward that will accommodate all the needs that are required by ADA and every other rule. Trust me, I know the city clerks looked at it. Even when we went through this exercise 5 years ago, and we settled on the Bentley School. It wasn't the first choice, because we preferred something in the middle, but there's nothing available in the middle in a central location. And unfortunately, with the diversity of the ward, it just makes more sense at this time to divide the precincts back up. I mean, I understand the concerns. I understand what will incur a little more cost-wise, and everything that we're incurring cost-wise, we're saving on the Ward 5 end, because Ward 5 we just consolidated. So for the purposes of election purposes, it's break even, and I understand it, and it's something we can work out. And hopefully, if the numbers don't bear it out, then it's obviously something we can look and readdress. But at this point, I'm very supportive of this, and I would encourage everyone to vote for it.
Any other council wish to address this issue? Seeing none, all in favor of adoption of transferring precinct 1 of Ward, precinct 2 of Ward 1 from the Bentley School Gymnasium to 135 Lafayette Street Apartments Community Room. In favor? Opposed? So voted. Roll call vote. Request by Councilor Siegel.
No,
roll call vote.
It's on the agenda's roll call. Thank you.
Counselor Epley.
Yes.
Counselor Famico.
Yes.
Counselor Fury.
Yes.
Counselor Gerard.
Yes.
Counselor Legault.
Yes.
Counselor Milo.
Yes.
Counselor O'Keefe.
Yes.
Counselor Sargent.
Yes.
Counselor Siegel.
No.
Counselor McCarthy.
Yes.
On the question of relocation of Ward, Precinct 2, Ward 1, from the gymnasium at Bentley School to 135 Lafayette Street by a roll call vote, 9-1, and 1 absent, I declare the order adopted. Adopted.
Further motions, orders, resolutions. Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President. Member of the City Council. City of Salem, election warrant, state primary, July 17, 2014. Ordered that the meetings of the qualified voters of the city of Salem be held in the several voting precincts in the city at the polling places designated hereinafter on Tuesday, September 9, 2014, for the purpose of casting votes in the state election for the candidates of political parties for the following offices: Senator in Congress for this Commonwealth, Governor for this Commonwealth, Lieutenant Governor for this Commonwealth, Attorney General for this Commonwealth, Secretary of State for this Commonwealth, Treasurer and Receiver General for this Commonwealth, Auditor for this Commonwealth, Representative in Congress, 6th Congressional District, Councilor, 5th District, Senator in General Court, 2nd Essex District, Representative in the General Court, 7th Essex District. District Attorney, Eastern District. Register of Probate, Essex County. Further ordered that the following places be and hereafter are designated as polling places for said voting. Ward 1, Precinct 1, Bentley School, Memorial Drive. Precinct 2, 135 Lafayette Street, Apartments, Community Room. Ward 2, Precinct 1 and 2, St. John's Church, St. Peter's Street. Ward 3, Precincts 1 and 2, Salem High School Auditorium, 77 Wilson Street. Ward 4, Precincts 1 and 2, Witchcraft High School Gymnasium, 1 Frederick Street. Ward 5, Precinct 1 and 2, Salem South School, 211 Lafayette Street. Ward 6, Precinct 1, Bates School, Liberty Hill Avenue. Precinct 2, Mack Park, Tremont Street. Ward 7, Precinct 1 and 2, Salem State Enterprise Center, 121 Loring Avenue. Further order that the polls of said voting be opened at 7 a.m. and closed at 8 p.m., and that the city clerk be instructed to post this noted as required by law. And all councilors should sign this order as they pass it, this warrant as they pass it around. Move for adoption.
Councilor Keefe moves for adoption by roll call vote. Madam City Clerk, will you please call the roll?
Counselor Epley?
Yes.
Counselor Famico?
Yes.
Counselor Fury?
Yes.
Counselor Gerard?
Yes.
Counselor Legault?
Yes.
Counselor Milo?
Yeah.
Counselor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Counselor Sargent?
Yes.
Counselor Siegel?
Yes.
Counselor McCarthy?
Yes. On the matter of the election order for state primary to be held on Tuesday, September 9th, 2014, we have 10 members voting, 1 absent, 10 in the affirmative, 1 in the negative. 1 absent. The matter carries. Any further motions, orders, and resolutions? Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Late file.
Yep.
Ordered that the Committee of the Whole meet with to discuss that the mayor, in collaboration with the City Council, convene a retreat for chairs of city boards and commissions with a representative of the District Attorney Office and/or the Attorney General's Office to review the open meeting law and procedures for meetings. Should I move to refer this to the Committee of the Whole?
Councilor Famico moves that this matter be referred to the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. Another late file. Ordered that the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs shall convene a meeting with the presidents of the police departments, patrol, and superior officers' unions, police chief, city solicitor, and the mayor or her representative to discuss amendments to Chapter 32, Articles 1 and 2 of the Code of Ordinances relative to the police positions, non-civilian, Section 32B, 1 to 5 within the police department. Subjects for discussion shall include, but not be limited to, replacing the title of the city marshal with police chief. Such a meeting is not intended to fulfill any collective bargaining obligations that may arise pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapters 150. And I move this be referred to the Committee of Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole.
Thank you. On acceptance of the order, all those in favor? All those opposed? Further motions, orders, and resolutions. Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. In the City Council chambers, July 17th, 2014, ordered that the Committee on Ordinances, Licenses, and Legal Affairs meet with the owners of AmeriCab to discuss proper procedures for dispatchers and drivers when drivers are stopped by law enforcement officials. I ask that we invite the city solicitor, police chief, or his representative, and the owners of AmeriCab.
Thank you. On acceptance of the order, all those in favor? All those opposed? You have 2? Councilor Legault, you all set?
Yes, sir.
Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. I've just got 2 late files. City of Salem and City Council, July 17, 2014, ordered that the Committee on Ordinance, License, and Legal Affairs, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, meet to discuss restricting hours of use relative to the community gardens at Splain Park.
Any discussion, or are we just going to refer right to?
I'm sorry, it's a late
late file. We'll go right to committee. On Councilor Siegel's motion, this matter be referred to committee. All those in favor? All those opposed? Councilor Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Oh, I understand it. Again, this is a late file as well. City of Salem and City Council, July 17th, 2014, ordered that the Committee of the Whole meet to discuss policies and procedures to handling unaccompanied illegal immigrant children, potential impact on the Salem schools, economy, and public health and safety. Invited guests, the mayor, the superintendent of schools, the chief of police, and the Salem health agent.
Co-posted?
Committee of the whole.
Committee of the whole, thank you. It's not up for discussion, unfortunately, but we'll take it up in committee. On this, on Council Siegel's recommendation, this matter referred to the Committee of the Whole. All those in favor? All those opposed? No. A no? Council Eppley wants to be recorded as opposed. Further committee reports. No, I'm sorry. We haven't even started committee. Further motions, order, resolutions. We all set with those? Thank you. Committee reports. Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the City Council. City of Salem, City Council, July 17, 2014. The Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs, to whom is referred the matter of a hearing on the denial of a taxi operator's license for Sandy Jacques Gill, has considered said matter and would recommend that this license be denied.
On acceptance report, all those in favor, all those opposed. On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion.
We had an executive session, which I can't indulge to the City Council, but we recommend that this man be denied a license.
Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor O'Keefe's recommendation, this license be denied. All those in favor, all those opposed. Further committee reports. Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President, members of the City Council. City of Salem, City Council, July 17, 2014. The Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs, to whom is referred the matter of a hearing on the denial of a taxi operator's license for John Leone, has considered said matter and would recommend that this license be granted.
On acceptance report, all those in favor, all those opposed. On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion, Councilor O'Keefe.
The committee met and discussed this matter with Mr. Leone and our officer that handles the parking or the traffic or taxi operators, and we believe he should be given a license. We recommend the council do that.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, on Councilor O'Keefe's recommendation, this license be granted. All those in favor, all those opposed. Let the record reflect Councilor Legault is opposed. Further committee reports. Councilor Girard.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, July 17, 2014. The Committee on Administration and Finance, co-posted with the Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of an appropriation in the amount of $10,000 from fund balance free cash to mayor contracted service, has considered the said matter and would recommend approval.
On acceptance report, all those in favor, all those opposed.
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 Okay. On adoption of the recommendation, under discussion, Councilor Girard.
Thank you, Mr. President. It was a lively conversation on Tuesday night. So we held our meeting on Tuesday night, and we discussed a number of initiatives that the mayor is proposing to use this $10,000 towards anti-smoking efforts. I want to reiterate that the committee had expressed concerns about spending any amount of money on the personal ashtrays, especially without any sort of ordinance attached to it. And we did encourage her to consider other sorts of anti-smoking efforts. We voted to approve it.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Councilor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President, through you. We did have a lively discussion on the Finance Committee the other night. And I don't know if everybody was able to review their package, the last package that we got, but if you looked at the proposal, it's basically for an anti-smoking campaign, and a number of the items listed in the letter are things that I believe we can do without the funds. We just had a lively discussion earlier where we voted $80,000 to do cleanup down, to have an independent contractor clean up downtown. And I know that cleaning up cigarette butts, part of that cleaning contract. That, of course, was appropriated within the department. I think we need to, when we're taking money from free cash, no matter what the amount, we need to be very careful about what we do it for and consider how maybe we can do whatever it is that's being proposed without pulling the money out of free cash. I had a discussion with Chief Tucker this morning about maybe having police who are on their beat downtown as part of their patrol, not as overtime, maybe begin a bit of an education type campaign. What I did propose on Tuesday was a compromise to maybe take $5,000 and see what we can do with $5,000. That wasn't passed. And I just feel that this is, like I say, I think this is something that we can try to do, see what we can do without appropriating the funds, because I think we have a lot of resources and a lot of things that can be done to at least heighten awareness. I understand that it's not going to be a full-blown campaign, but I feel that there are things that we can do to accomplish some of the goals that the mayor intends for this. And just for the record, I think it is a great idea. I think it is, I commend her for bringing this forward, but I would really, really like to see what we can do without appropriating the money. I'm not saying don't do it and don't appropriate the money, but I'm saying maybe not now. Let's test what happens downtown, and let's see what we can do without it, and then reconsider it. Thank you.
Thank you. Councilor Fury, then Councilor Famico. And just for the record, when Councilor Gerard brought in the order, the clerk sent me a note. Who was opposed to the acceptance of the report? I mean, the report is just the report from committee. I mean, you would be opposed if you didn't agree that that was what was talked about in the meeting. So who was opposed to the acceptance of the report? Just for the record.
To accept the report?
To accept the report.
I was opposed to accept.
Okay. I know there was more than one opposed, but just for the record, Councilor Siegel was opposed?
I'm opposed.
I'm not saying we're opposed to the idea. I'm saying opposed to the acceptance of the report.
Right, I'm opposed to acceptance of the committee report.
Okay, that's two. Thank you.
That was my mistake. I withdraw that.
Okay. Councilor Fury. I'm sorry, Councilor Famico first. I'm sorry, then Councilor Fury.
What's that? Go ahead.
I already recognized before I had asked that question.
I was present at this meeting, but my main concerns about this is the personal ashtrays. I love that we're trying to create a campaign that's anti-smoking and everything else, but I truly believe we can do that campaign without taking money to do that. While it said it's just a drop in the bucket, all these drops in the bucket add up, and we should take such steps as sweeping the sidewalks more, educating citizens more, and then maybe looking into these little containers. For those of you that haven't seen them, it looks like a little floss container. You know how they say kick the butt? The bottom looks like a little butt. And I think that is a waste of money. I know it's not a scientific poll, but I've asked smokers I've seen on the street and friends of mine that say they wouldn't carry those. Luckily, they are recyclable, and we have a recycling program in Salem, but I think we can spend our money elsewhere.
Councilor Fury, thank you.
Please, Mr. President, fellow members, I'm strongly in favor of this motion. Perception is critical. Our downtown Salem is the epicenter. 24 hours a day, 365 days of activity. People living in apartments, restaurants, businesses, throughout the day and the year is being used. Perception is very critical. When people want to come to Salem, in downtown Salem, they expect and they should receive a high-quality performance of downtown. And a campaign of any sort costs money. Some of us spent in this chamber more than $10,000 in their campaign for this elective office, just to be in the city council chambers. The mayor spent more money on her campaign. It costs money for any campaign to make it an effective campaign. This is a down deposit. Hopefully we'll work this campaign, and we'll send a message that Salem is very conscious, just like the perception we received in No Place for Hate. That went around the whole state of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, that Salem is a no place for hate community. I think people come to Salem and see what we're trying to do in Salem, downtown Salem, a thriving enterprise 24 hours a day that we're trying to clean up. Cigarette butts. Even though we're having less and less smoking by many people smoking, butts in the area is a shame for businesses. And hopefully we can have businesses step up, cleaning their sidewalks and so on, making it almost part of the contract of when we submit a license for the licensing board, that they take responsibility for their own properties. But we can send, as a city, a message. And $10,000 is a drop in the bucket of a multi-million-dollar city. It's going to send a perception saying, Salem is serious, just like No Place for Hate. Wow, has that gone positive, the city of Salem. I think this could be a signal to other cities in town saying they want to clean up their act too. And cigarette butts are a nuisance. And this is one way that we can send it. I've been in exchange, I've been in the program for Ota, our sister city in Japan. And I've had about 40 students in my house during the summer, stay at my house 2 each summer for the last 20 years. Ota was our sister city. If you go to Japan, as I did, and if you go to a soccer game, if you go to a baseball game in Tokyo, you do not leave the stadium until your premises is clean, row by row. They will call out Section A, soccer field, Section B, baseball field, clean. You don't leave until it's clean. Clearly, education is going to be important. Maybe getting our schools involved, our children involved, saying, let's keep our downtown clean. But the message must be sent clear. If we just scrap this saying, maybe another time, I think the message has to be sent now, in the prime time, as we send into the summer season, fall season of haunted happenings coming in, a clean downtown. People disregard that. People, tourists and so on, come in with their cigarette butts, and it's going to be a hard habit to break. But let's let the message start here, in Salem, that we take cigarette butts in downtown Salem as one, a clean, healthy community for its residents, for its tourists, for its businesses, outdoors and indoors. And I'm strongly in favor of this. It's just a drop in the bucket for a multi-million-dollar budget. And I think it's positive, and this is going to send a good reaction. Thank you.
Councilor Legault, then Councilor Siegel, then Councilor O'Keefe. Sorry, that's the way they were raising their hands while Councilor Fury was talking. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. President, through you. Great idea, bad concept. Very simply, a bad concept. It's not, the money may be a drop in the bucket, but as the councilor from Ward 2 states, it takes a lot of drops to fill a bucket, but we do have a lot of drops in this city in the budget. We have a lot of little drops like that. It's good money after bad. You're talking about people that smoke a cigarette and throw it on the street, out the window of their car. Maybe, possibly, we can get them to put it in this little plastic container that looks like a backside. Maybe. More than likely, we can't. And what are they going to do? They're going to have 2 cigarettes, 3 cigarettes in there. Then they're going to chuck that out the window. Or they're going to drop that on the sidewalk outside of whatever tavern or restaurant that they're eating at. If we spend this money and we buy these things and we hand them out to everybody, we're going to start seeing a different type of litter lying on the curb and on the sidewalks. We're going to see cigarette butts and we're going to see these little plastic containers. We used to put ashtrays in cars so that people wouldn't be flicking their ashes out the window. A lot of them still did. Those that did use the ashtrays, what did they do when they're in the parking lot at Church Street and that ashtray was full and it was starting to smell bad? They'd pull it out, open their door, tap it out onto the pavement on Church Street, and drive off. That's exactly what's going to happen here. It's a good idea. It's a noble idea. We do need to do something about it. I think the $80,000 to the contracted services to keep the downtown clean is the best bet to do that. That's the best bet to use the public education part. Given these little containers, it's symbolic, it's purely symbolic, and all it's going to do is add to the detritus lying on the street. Thank you, Mr. President.
Council Siegel.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just to add on to what my fellow councilor stated, I'm looking at the City of Salem Maintenance Program scope of work, which we just granted the $80,000 to. On this, on every location, task, picking up litter, including cigarette butts, 5 times a week, May, June, July, August, September, October. So we're already paying for this. I agree that giving out these little, whatever they are, is useless, in my opinion. I think we're already paying for this, and no matter what you do, some people are going to be responsible, they're going to put them out correctly, other people aren't. You're not going to change that. So I would be opposed.
Thank you, Councilor O'Keefe. Then Councilor Sargent. I haven't forgotten you guys over here. They put all the hands up in a row.
Not being a member of the Committee on Administration and Finance, can someone tell me these ashtrays we can hold in our hand? Is that what, I never smoked a day in my life. So a smoker where would they get to? From the Chamber of Commerce? And they walk around downtown with this ashtray in their hand? And what is the concept of this? Can the acting chairman of the... explain?
Council Gerard.
How many we buying? They're going to say City of Salem, which city on it? We'll never see them again. They'll be in Quebec. I met some people and wanted some directions here, and they were from Montreal. So people like that are going to grab these ashtrays, and we're never going to see them again. And the 10,000 will go through the first week, and we'll never see them again with the people here that are regular people. But we're going to, all these, I think it's a waste of money. All the other priorities we have, they spend money like this. Outrageous.
Thank you, Councilor. Councilor Gerard, you asked the question, correct? Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. So this was just one of the initiatives that the mayor was suggesting to put some of the $10,000 towards. In regards to your question about what these little ashtrays look like, they're probably about that big, probably about that wide, and they're just plastic. And something that we had talked about and something that we've talked about at the Board of Health is that and as my colleague had referred to, that in Japan, they have these initiatives to keep the streets cleaner and keep the areas cleaner. And the chair of the Board of Health had brought up that when she was in Japan, that the only way that you're allowed to smoke in public, while it is allowed, the only way you can is if you have one of these personal ashtrays, and you cannot share them with another smoking individual. And again, we had reiterated that we were concerned about this, that we didn't really want the money going towards that, because we were concerned as to how many we would be giving out, what would happen to them, so really we were talking about other types of initiatives, talking about different advertising materials to address the issue, to having more police out and issuing warnings, issuing fines about this, so that's really what we were talking about. It's just it seems like it's just the personal ashtray thing that people have really jumped on, but there was a list of several different initiatives that were offered, which included public education and marketing components, including signage, 2 new high-tech public cigarette disposal units downtown, coordination with the chamber to enlist downtown businesses in keeping the areas in front of their shops butt-free, enhanced ticketing and enforcement by Salem's police and the city's health agent on randomly selected days, a request for regulations from the Board of Health requiring licensed establishments to sweep in front of their doorways or other locations routinely used by patrons or employees for smoking, a volunteer effort asking folks to pledge to butt in if they see someone drop a cigarette butt on the ground in Salem. And so these were the things that we were talking about. We discussed how that really the cigarette butts, they not only do they impact DPW and the trash around town, but it also impacts the health department, it impacts the police department, and so these are it's a part of a bigger issue. So I hope that addresses.
For the record, the ashtray we're talking about, I think I've seen them.
Yes.
They're just to put the butts in.
Yep.
You flick your ashes out, just so you don't throw the butt itself. It's all it is a container, so you don't squeeze the cigarette off and put the butt in your pocket. It's just a container to hold the cigarette butts. That's all it is.
Well, Mr. President, what do they look like? Do they have City of Salem name on it, or what color are they? I bet they're red.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. If I can go and ask, Dominic should have some.
I think he may be there, but if you want him, you're asking for a one. Can someone ask for a 1-minute recess?
Oh, God.
Well, you're the one asking the questions, and we don't have
See
one.
what it looks like.
Do we have a 1-minute recess before we start passing phones across the aisle?
Yes, we'll ask for 1-minute recess.
Do we have a 1-minute recess, please?
Everybody
Thank you.
can see this.
Is this a smoke break? Is this a smoke break?
ask that we go back into regular session.
Yes, you may. Council Gerard, do you have something to show us, Councilor, at the request of Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Thank you.
I have the personal ashtrays that were discussed. That, again, this was just an idea of one measure of suggestions of what we could use.
Thank you.
This isn't the whole campaign.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Who are you?
Oh, yeah.
Mr. President, to the acting chairman of Committee on Administration.
And she's doing a fabulous job.
Fabulous job.
Yes.
It's going to say Salem on it. It's going to say Salem on it, Councilor. It's going to say Salem.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I don't know. Again, this was just a small piece of the idea of the
I don't
campaign.
have. Through you, Mr. Chairman. That's fine.
That if
Councilor.
I can just finish this, please. That we could perhaps potentially partner with organizations in the city, have their logos on it. There's an opportunity to do with City of Salem something, but this was just one idea.
Thank you. Councilor O'Keefe.
During my tenure as State Fire Marshal, 90% of the fires were caused, origined by careless disposing of smoking materials. So if we're going to do anything about stopping litter, we should stop smoking and get some free posters from people who are against smoking and put them up instead of buying things to encourage people to walk around with this widget here to put their butts in. It's going to say Salem on it and take it back to East Cupcake, Ohio. I don't think it's waste of money.
Thank you, Councilor.
Waste of money.
Thank you, Councilor. Any further discussion? Councilor Fury, then Councilor Siegel.
To answer the former fire marshal position on the smoking, Representative Gerard will know, and I've been to several meetings, the Board of Health is acting on that very issue, to raise the age to 21, e-cigarettes and stuff like that, right? And we're trying to act on that, Board of Health. We're trying our very hardest. As the former fire marshal, I respect your opinion in the background, but what we're doing tonight, some of us would like to do tonight, is one step in the right direction, like the Board of Health is trying to do, to increase the age to 21. 21, not 18, 19 to 21.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Councilor Siegel, then Councilor Epley, then Councilor Milo.
Mr. President, I'm going to defer to the good Councilor Ward 4.
Councilor Epley.
Thank you. Thank you.
I can only go by the way you guys raise your hands, and I look at you, so you don't have to keep holding your hands up.
I want to thank my colleague and thank the president. I think after this this colloquy and this input from fellow colleagues of the whole body, I think it's wise for us to take this matter back to the Committee on Administration and Finance with a strong recommendation to not, if this comes back, to not include personal ashtrays. And so I would move that it be sent back to A&F.
Councilor Siegel and Councilor Milo. Oh, okay. You withdrew. Okay, Councilor Milo. Councilor Milo.
Thank you, Mr. President. Through you, just a couple other points I'd like to make. One of which is sometimes when we appropriate funds, it leads us to spend more money. And in this particular case, as the councilor from Ward 6 mentioned, one of the proposed items on the list was, I think, purchasing, I call them big bellies, I don't know what other,
the trash
other trash bins.
Echo posts.
That will then need to be maintained. And I would just like to also request that however this moves forward, that we don't spend a penny more than whatever is appropriated towards that particular use.
Thank you. Councilor Sargent.
Real quick, I mean, something like this seems more like on the idea of a national campaign where we have some people that are pretty good at writing and getting grants in this city. There has to be money out there that the cigarette companies pay for because this litter is their downside. They make their profit and they have funds out there to help pay for that downside, the health issues and the litter issues. So something like this is a nice idea, but we just pretty much ended the 2 full-time positions to pay that money to a bunch of guys go around downtown picking up. And so we're taking away some of our full-time people, and I think spending some of this money a little bit frivolously when I believe we can obtain it someplace else. Thank you.
There was a motion on the floor by Councilor, I'm trying to correct myself. There was a motion on the floor by Councilor Epley, seconded by Councilor Siegel, to send it back to the committee, but the committee's action was to send it to the full council for adoption. So the motion on the floor that Carrie was in front of us right now is the motion to refer it back to committee with the intent, I mean, which I agree with. I mean, I think, I'm not going to sit here and belabor it, but with everything that's been said, but if we shoot it down, then we can't revisit it, and it could be an educational campaign component minus this stuff that could be very helpful to the downtown. So I would agree with the motion to send it back to committee. So that's the motion in front of us right now, would be to send this matter back to committee for their further discussion and wisdom to come up with something better that we can adopt. So the motion on the floor by Council Epley, seconded by Council Siegel, is to send this matter back to the committee. All those in favor? All those opposed? The matter goes back to committee. And at this time, I would like to thank Councilor Girard, who, as I will have to say, as a rookie councilor, as a freshman councilor, I should say, I'm not going to use the word rookie, as a freshman councilor, to step up and fill the shoes of Councilor Turiel and act as chair of finance. I want to thank you wholeheartedly. You did a fabulous job. Thank you. Further committee reports. Oh, look, it's me, Councilor McCarthy.
Page 12. Page 20, very good.
Councilor Rob McCarthy, Ward 1. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem and City Council, July 17, 2014. The Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of the Planning Board's recommendation relative to the zoning ordinance amendment regarding tasting rooms, has considered said matter and would recommend approval.
All in favor of acceptance of the report? Remarks, Councilor?
Under discussion, thank you.
Discussion.
During our discussions, I would further ask for roll call vote for first passage.
Do you have any amendments to the?
Yes, I would
all right.
to it.
Councilor McCarthy.
In the matter, we had a discussion earlier this evening where we brought in, this has been an ongoing discussion, and went back to the planning board. When it came back to us at the last meeting, we referred it back to the Committee of the Whole. There's some issues with regards around the tasting room and the language and the pouring size. We had the city solicitor in, a couple of the gentlemen who want to start some of these companies in town. They were very supportive of the language. Councilor Siegel offered an amendment with regards to the table usage, and that would be, I would motion to approve as amended, and the amended version was in the table at the far right column. The Business Park District under BPD, there was a Y which referred to by right. There was a yes, it could happen by right. And we amended in committee to change that to BA, which is board approval. So that was the only change to the language that was submitted to us from the city clerk. The language that everyone saw was agreeable to the individuals who are considering these options. It was agreeable to the planning board. It was agreeable to this body, with that minor change to the table use contents at the very bottom. It switched from a yes to a to a BA, which is a board approval. Other than that, the vote on the committee was to approve. So I would ask for a roll call vote on that and to approve.
Councilor McCarthy, does the city clerk have that amendment noted in her official?
I handed my committee report right here.
Thank you. Any other remarks? Any members of the City Council? The clerk will call the roll.
Councilor Epley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Girard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes.
Now comes a question to the City Council on the adoption, first passage of an ordinance amending zoning section 10, section 3.0 for a brewery, distillery, and winery with a tasting room as amended. The vote is 10-0. One absent. I declare the adoption of the order. First passage. McCarthy. All right, Councilor McCarthy. Double header. Go ahead, sir.
Double header. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. City of Salem City Council, July 17, 2014. The Committee of the Whole, to whom was referred the matter of Laurie Bellin's appointment to the Historical Commission, has considered said matter, would recommend approval.
Any remarks, Councilor?
Thank you. Earlier this evening, we had Ms. Bellin in, and actually, this wasn't a question more of Ms. Bellin. It was more of a question of, as Councilor Eppley brought this in, it was more a question of the makeup of the Historic Commission. By ordinance, the commission is supposed to have one member of Historic Salem Inc. on it, and at first glance, when Councilor Eppley looked at this after this appointment came in front of us, it wasn't the most recent members of the board. There was actually 3 members that were listed that were on the Historical Commission, which would lead to anybody who was, would lead to the, I want to use the assumption, the presumption, I guess, that somebody who was going in front of the Historic Commission and Historic Salem Inc. would happen to be there either arguing for them or against them for whatever reason or whatever project they would have, that there would be some inappropriateness that members of the commission were also members of Historic Salem Inc. We hashed that out in committee. We talked about that. We had the city solicitor assure us that the makeup of the board was correct and that anybody who would have such an appearance of that, all they would have to do is fill out a waiver form and discuss it and let it be known prior. So the motion from committee was to send Ms. Bellin's appointment back to this council for a vote for approval. So I'd ask for a roll call vote for approval.
Any other remarks from the City Council? Hearing none, the clerk will call the roll on the appointment of Ms. Bellin to the Salem Historical Commission. By roll call?
Councilor Eppley?
Yes.
Councilor Famico?
Yes.
Councilor Fury?
Yes.
Councilor Gerard?
Yes.
Councilor Legault?
Yes.
Councilor Milo?
Yes.
Councilor O'Keefe?
Yes.
Councilor Sargent?
Yes.
Councilor Siegel?
Yes.
Councilor McCarthy?
Yes.
Now comes the questions of the City Council on the reappointment of Laurie Bellin to serve as a member of the Salem Historical Commission. I declare the vote 10 in favor, none opposed, and 1 absent. Ms. Bellin is reaffirmed to the commission, reappointed. Councilor McCarthy.
Thank you, Mr. President.
He's the last one left.
Any further committee reports? Seeing none. Communications from the city of, oh, do you have a committee report?
No, but, Mr. President, I would ask, Mr. President, I would ask for suspension of the rules to go out of order on the agenda.
Councilor Eppley asked for suspension rules to go out of order on the agenda for?
To allow a request from Adam Fitch to hold a walk-in use of city streets on Saturday, October 11th, 2014, starting at 3:30 p.m., and this is on page 16, the zombie walk.
Sure, we can take that out to help.
Because I
Get
think
him out of here.
I think that we might
He's
have
been
a
waiting
zombie.
patiently,
We have a
yes.
zombie left in the gallery.
Councilor Eppley's motion that the petition for Adam Fitch for the zombie walk be taken out of order. Seeing no objection. Councilor Famico.
Mr. President, I move this be granted.
Councilor Famico moves that the matter for the walk to be held and used in city streets on Saturday, October 11, 2014, starting at 3:30 p.m. be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? You're all set.
Well, Mr. President, I have a question. I let the gentleman leave. I have a question about this. Chairman of the Committee on License. I'd like to see his application. I have a question about. It's here.
We just asked you if there was any comments.
Like, who benefits from this? How much does it cost to involve? Public benefits.
Mr. President, I move for suspension of the rules to allow
Hold
gentlemen to
on,
speak.
exactly. Councilor Eppley would ask for a suspension of the rules to allow Mr. Fitch to be questioned by Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. Richards.
Mr. Richards.
Oh, Mr. Richard, I'm sorry.
The Committee on Ordinances, License, and Legal Affairs. Ordinarily, this would go to our committee.
Mr. Fitch is my partner in this venture, so
Okay.
he was the one who filled the paperwork while I was
that's
busy.
Okay.
Are you familiar with the application you filled out?
I am not. He filled it out
Some of it is
himself.
not filled out.
Okay. I'll have to meet up with him to finish filling it out then. Could you point out which parts aren't filled out that you have a question on?
Do you have a certificate of insurance?
Once we get permission from Parks and Rec, they have the insurance stuff right there. So when I fill out the permit stuff right there, then we're getting it at the same time.
But you have to authorize this on here. You have to check that box that you have it. This is a city document. You didn't check it.
We were waiting for approval, all approvals
They should
before
have
we
given it to you before
purchase.
that.
We have to get approval first before we can purchase that.
There's several other things you missed. The map, where's the map?
The map is not finalized yet, and then we have to present that to the police department. We have a map that we've used before and we filed it. I'm not sure what it is right now.
Well, it's not a proper form. Your application's not a proper form. You don't comply with this.
I don't know why it wasn't included, sir.
Sorry?
I don't know why it wasn't included, Counselor.
Well, did you sign it?
I did not. Adam did, my partner.
Councilor Legault.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would just like to point out, and I'm not quite sure if it may have affected this, that they did cancel the most recent Park and Rec meeting. So if they were
Correct.
due to be heard by Park and Rec this week, Park and Rec canceled it almost the last minute.
Yeah, they did. Actually, it was rescheduled for, I believe, next week or the
Yes,
week
so
after.
that may be part of the issue here that Councilor O'Keefe is bringing up. There is no map here, but there is a route designated on page 3, beginning at Collins Cove, and it doesn't really have an ending on Essex Street or at the YMCA.
It ends
lot.
at the Common.
It ends at the Common, okay.
Correct.
Okay, so it goes through Salem Common, so,
Mr. Richard, if you could, I don't mean to interject, but how many years have you been doing the zombie walk?
This is my 3rd year, and there's
How many years has it been held total?
I believe 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
Yes. The last 3 years have been a lot more structured and organized. We've had police support, we've had police details and detailed walk routes. Like I said, I'm not sure why it wasn't included in this package. I think what we're doing one step at a time. We were going through the Parks and Rec Department first to get authorization there, and the problem was that they canceled the meeting the other night. And we know that it's really hard to get meetings right now since we're on a limited summer schedule.
what day of the week is this going to be on?
Saturday.
It's going to be on a Saturday, so you won't be interfering with church services on Hawthorne Boulevard?
No.
Mr. President, this, and to my colleague from Ward 7, this event started off quite a few years ago, and it was rather unauthorized, unorthodox, and unorganized. And over the last 2 or 3 years, Mr. Richards and Mr. Fitch have taken it over. They brought it out from the underground, made it an official event, and I would be more than willing to give them the benefit of a doubt that they will provide the proper insurance documentation and the proper route map, and I would encourage that we authorize this evening.
Councilor Epley, then Councilor O'Keefe.
Thank you, Mr. President. And through you, I would suggest that I'm also in strong support of this. My only question, perhaps this is something that could allay the concerns of one of my colleagues, is that if we provide provisional acceptance of this, subject to the approval by the Parks and Recs Department as well as the police chief or their designees, that gets us across the line, so to speak.
Excellent. I think that's a great idea. Any further discussion? Councilor O'Keefe? Sure.
The rules are the rules of the city council, and the application should be filled out proper. And I'm objecting to it not being filled out proper, and this gentleman didn't even sign the application. So the person who signed it should be here to answer these questions that we have. If he would, as Councilor Epley stated, provisionally, I wouldn't oppose that. But we cannot have these things coming before the council that are not proper. That's done. I'm the chairman this year. I don't know what happened last year, but no more are we going to have these things whiffy coming here and we're going to approve them. We don't know where they're going and who gets the money. I'm concerned about who gets the money.
To answer
what charity?
Counselor, to answer
Not my pocket or yours. What charity?
Actually, Counselor, this year, in the past, we were authorized, we needed to pay for a police detail. And other than that, it went for advertised purpose saying, hey, we're having this event. So in the past, we had to raise $176 for a police detail, and then we had to raise money for flyers. That was it. This year, when we applied to do the walk, we went through Parks and Rec to say we would like to use the field for that day for a field day. They said you have to pay a permit fee this year of $200. So now our fees increased $200 for that on top of the $176 for the police detail. an escort through the city. Next, we're informed that we have to pay for insurance, which is another 100 and something, I think another $170. This is not coming out of pocket, so therefore I need to ask people to donate money for this fun, family-free event, bringing tourists to this town. So right now, it's costing me money to put on this event to bring to town. There is no money coming out of this, there's no profit. If anything, if you would like a charity, if we do get a profit, I will donate 10% of that profit to the charity. But unfortunately, right now, I have just enough to cover the processing fee for the approval of the streets, enough to pay for the police detail, and enough to cover insurance. Right now, the only advertising I've done is online, and that's coming out of my time to bring people here.
Thank you.
So right now we have.
Just clear up the application.
I can fill it out right now, sir.
You're opening up other doors, and I won't pursue that matter tonight, but would you just fill out the application, send it to the city clerk? Provisionally, that's the word I heard from Councilor Waterfall, provisionally.
Councilor Famico, do you agree with that? Councilor Epley asked that, as amended, that the request for the walk be granted conditional on Park and Rec approval and a copy of the insurance certificate and the approved route. I mean, I'm sure you've got a price from the police department, so I'm sure they know the route, but once they get it all squared away, that you submit that packet over to the city clerk, finalized with all the Ts crossed and the Is dotted.
It will be done immediately after we get approval from Parks and Rec. Hopefully it'll be next Tuesday if they don't delay the meeting
And I understand your dilemma is the fact that they didn't post the meeting in time, they had to cancel that meeting, and so.
Yes, sir.
Obviously, you would have secured your insurance certificate for the one-day event, knowing that you had their approval, but not knowing their approval, you weren't going to pay your ride for the
So far, I've raised the
insurance.
funds, and the blank check was in my pocket, and I was ready to go right after I got work
I
today.
understand the situation, but just if you could, once approved, I believe that meeting is Tuesday, this coming Tuesday?
I hope it is.
Yes, I hope it is as well.
Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Councilor O'Keefe.
The word provisionally was incorporated.
Conditional, provisional.
Which is it, Tom? You said provisionally, which was it?
Either way.
Mr. President, I did use the word provisionally, but it absolutely is. Provisional or conditional are synonymous, and so I will live with what the president has already recorded.
Did I say provisional or conditional?
You said conditional, but I am unconditionally accepting of that. So
Contingent upon, I like the city, is this Assistant City Clerk said contingent upon submitting all the work. Is that good? Council Famico, we okay with that?
Yes.
Council Famico's motion to approve, all's in favor, all's opposed? Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Mr. President, I move we return to our regular programming.
Thank you. Where were we?
14.
Thank you. Petitions.
We have a petition from Comcast to install a conduit on Church Street.
Hearing ordered September 11, 2014.
We have a petition from Comcast to install a conduit on Federal Street.
Hearing ordered September 11, 2014.
We have a petition from Comcast to install conduit on Washington Street.
Hearing ordered September 11, 2014. It's going to be a big hearing day.
We have a
Further petitions.
We have a petition from Irvin Duraj, owner of Vinnie's Pizza and Roast Beef, located at 44 Jefferson Avenue, for extended hours of operation on Fridays and Saturdays until 2 a.m.
Hearing ordered September 11, 2014. Petitions, further petitions.
We have a request from the residents of Harrison Ave to hold a block party on Saturday, August 16, 2014, from 12 p.m. to 12 a.m., with a rain date of Sunday, August 17th.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Councilor McCarthy, Ward 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. The matter of the request from the Harrison Ave residents, this was going back from discussion from last year. I want to thank the Assistant City Clerk for looking into this. The only objection, there was some question about this event about last year, but the only question that I have that was raised is the length of the party. I mean, 12 to 12, that's a 12-hour span for a block party. I think that's, in my opinion, a little excessive, so I would be moving to amend that from 12, if the start time is to be 12 noon, I would think that dusk around 9 o'clock would be an appropriate time to stop a block party as opposed to letting it go until midnight. So because they're starting early. I don't anticipate someone being there for 12 hours, but if we're going to set a time limit to this, I would amend that it go from 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. And then I would move to approve.
Thank you. Any other remarks? Any member of the City Council? All in favor? As amended? Opposed? So voted. Unanimous. Council McCarthy. English Street. Oh, call the roll.
We have a request from the residents of English Street between Essex and Cousins to hold a block party on Sunday, August 24th, 2014, from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. with a rain date of Sunday, September 7th, 2014.
Bob McCarthy, Ward 1.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that this petition be granted.
Any remarks?
Yes, briefly. One of the residents that's putting on this, or coordinating this activity, called and left me a message at my home to let me know that this would be coming in front of us. And they actually held an event similar to this last year. It was very well attended, very well received. And the people on English Street just had their street paved, so there should be no problem having a block party in the middle of the street because it was just repaved. So I wish them well, and I wish them a good party, and I hope that the weather holds for them. And I would ask everyone for their vote to approve.
Any remarks from other members of the City Council? Hearing none. City Clerk. All in favor? Opposed? So voted. Granted.
Thank you,
Councilor McCarthy, come back.
I don't think I have any more time to come down and hope. Go up and down. Further petitions.
We have a request from the residents of Orchard Street between Dearborn and Franklin to hold a block party on Saturday, September 13, 2014, from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for approval.
Under discussion?
No discussion, really. This is a block party that has happened in previous years, and it's been a great success, so I wish them success again this year.
Councilor Gerard moves for approval. Seeing no further discussion, all those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a request from the Freemasons to reserve 4 parking spots in front of the Lodge on Washington Street to hold a blood drive on September 23rd, 2014, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., and a parking pass for the Red Cross vehicle.
Councilor Famico.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move this be granted.
Councilor Famico moves that this motion be granted. On discussion, Councilor Famico.
Consider donating blood. That's all.
Thank you. It's a wonderful event. Any further discussion? Seeing none, Councilor Famico's motion that this matter be granted. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a...
Hang on. I got it.
Let the record reflect that Councilor Gerard has a conflict in the next petition and she's recused herself. Further petitions.
We have a request from the Salem YMCA to hold a triathlon in use of city streets on Saturday, September 6, 2014, starting at 8 a.m.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that the petition of the Salem YMCA for a triathlon for the use of city streets on Saturday, September 8, 2014, starting at 8 a.m. Event registration opens at 6 a.m. that it be granted.
On Councilor O'Keefe's motion, this matter be granted. Any further discussion?
None.
Seeing none, on Councilor O'Keefe's motion, all those in favor, all those opposed? Councilor Gerard, come back into the room. Further petitions.
We have license applications for secondhand clothing and tag day.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, members of the City Council, I move that the second-hand clothing and tag day applications be approved. We referred to Committee on Ordinances, Legal Affairs, and returned approved. Or just referred there. No, not approved, just referred there.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that these matters be referred to the Committee on Licensed Orders and Legal Affairs. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a list of license applications for public guide, taxi operators, vehicle for hire, and vehicle for hire operators only.
Councilor O'Keefe.
The city clerk be authorized to dispense with the reading of all of the petitions regarding licenses and applications.
Thank you.
Move that they all be granted.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that they all be granted. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a license application for a taxi operator and a vehicle for hire operator only.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that they, both applications be denied.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that these both be denied. All those in favor? All those opposed? Further petitions.
We have a hearing request from Juan Rodriguez on the denial of his taxi operator license.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President of the City Council, I move that Mr. Juan Rodriguez's application for denial of the license be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs to hold an executive session.
Councilor O'Keefe's motion that this matter be referred to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs for an executive session. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have one drain layer contract operator license.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that one drain layer contractor operator license be approved.
Councilor O'Keefe's motion that this matter be approved. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have 3 claims and 1 subrogated claim.
Councilor O'Keefe.
I move that the 3 claims and the subrogated claim be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs for their review and recommendation.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that these matters be referred to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs. All those in favor, all those opposed? Further petitions.
We have 1 constable bond and 1 drain layer bond.
Councilor O'Keefe.
Mr. President, I move that both bonds be referred to the Committee on Ordinances, Licensing, and Legal Affairs and returned approved.
Councilor O'Keefe moves that these matters be referred to the Committee on License or Legal Affairs and returned approved. All those in favor, all those opposed?
Excuse me, Mr. President. Just a quick point.
Yep.
On the one that we just referred to, Communications, Ordinance, License, and Legal, didn't we approve that?
What,
On
the Phoenix Communications?
On page 18, didn't we grant that?
This is a bond. It's the bond.
It's a bond.
Oh, it's a bond, okay. Stand corrected.
Okay, I had to look twice myself. Unfinished business.
We have second passage of an ordinance amending traffic, Chapter 42, Section 51, parking prohibited, certain streets, Franklin Street.
Councilor Gerard.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move for adoption for second and final passage.
Councilor Gerard moves for adoption of second and final passage. Any discussion? Seeing none. Councilor Gerard's motion to move for second and final passage. All those in favor? All those opposed?
I've spoken enough tonight.
You've done great. No other, anybody else? Seeing none. Councilor O'Keefe. Councilor O'Keefe moves for adjournment. All those in favor? All those opposed? Thank you very much. We stand adjourned.